All right. Welcome to Let's Play Out of the Park Baseball 19. I am your host, the Foolish Boy. I don't think I've actually said my YouTube name out loud on this channel before. It's just kind of been a thing. It's not really how I'm identifying myself. That's what I've put my name as in the game right now, but I'm not gonna hit you guys with like a, yo, what's up, my foolish boys? It's just fucking stupid. It's a dumb name. It's a dumb name, and it was supposed to be a placeholder, but I guess there's no point in changing it now. Anyways, we are here, technically not opening day, because for the sake of transparency, I already recorded this episode, and by record this episode, I mean recorded it, but the audio was messed up. So I'm just going to go through everything again. That's fine by me. And we played opening day already. We won. We won 8-0. It was awesome. I wish you guys could have been there. But yeah, so we're just going to go through all the whole new roster and yeah, all that fun stuff. So as you can see right now, look at our payroll is 40 million. Our budget is 67 million. We don't have very much money, so we're with the guys coming into arbitration next year. We're going to need a budget increase in order to keep everyone paid and happy. But that's something to worry about in the off season. As for right now, our owner expectation is don't suck completely, and our other owner goal is to improve production at third base. And our third baseman for this year will be Dansby Swanson. So our hopes on that will be mostly hinging on him. We went 64 and 98 last year. I'm now 65 and 98 because of opening day when I won, and it was awesome, and I wish you guys could have been there. Sadly, Victor Reyes suffered an injury on opening day, and his diagnosis is still pending. Someone whose diagnosis is not pending is Sonny Gray, who suffered this injury, bicep strain, in spring training. You may recall that he was our sort of big premier free agent signing. We signed him for 4 years, 28 million, but that does include an 8 million team option. So really think of it as more like 3 years, 20 million with the team option. He was going to be our ace, and he will be when he gets back, but unfortunately that'll be in 2 to 3 weeks. Lucas Giolito, who got injured last year on his final start of the year, he still has 3 to 4 more months, so we'll see him somewhere in July or August, I guess. Shame about them, but we can go through the lineups right now. This is our lineup against right-handed pitchers. Our leadoff hitter will be Joe Mauer, who we signed mostly for his popularity was one reason, but also lovely on base skills. He's got great eye, great contact, great avoid case. So even though he's not fast, this makes him a good leadoff hitter. Yohan Moncada, his ratings have come along fantastically over the offseason. And in response to that, I've actually offered him a contract extension. And I was actually, let me check do I have mail on that yet? Not yet. Okay. So I'll hopefully get response from him soon. But the offer was 7 years, about 50 million, so about a little over 7 million a year. It was just to, cover up. It's just to cover his arbitration years as well as I think 2 or 3 years of free agency. But yeah, his ratings look fantastic, and I think this is the year where he sort of ascends into stardom. He did do, I thought, quite well last year, all things considered, but this is really where he starts to assert himself. Swanson we talked about. He was acquired in a trade with the Braves. We sent away Michael Kopech and Alex Call. We received Max Fried and Swanson. Swanson will be our third baseman this year. As you can see, we trained him up. He used to be a 20 rated third baseman. Now he's 50. He'll probably go up more. He'll probably be something like 60 or 65 if I had to guess. Maybe even better than that. So that's good. Steven Souza Jr. will be our de facto cleanup hitter. He's on a 1-year deal with us. And he, and along with anyone who's basically playing a corner outfield position, they're kind of under fire right now from guys like Jimenez and Rutherford down there in AAA. So those guys you would expect to be up sooner rather than later. But we'll get to the prospects in a minute. Nicky Delmonico was our third baseman last year. He will now play first and bat fifth. That's pretty much all there is to say. He hit 34 home runs last year. It was awesome, and I hope he does that again. Victor Reyes, who is injured, but he would have been our starting left fielder, at least against right-handed pitching. And his ratings look quite nice. I like his defensive versatility a lot. And he's a guy I would like to keep around. We traded for him at the beginning of last season. And he spent most of his year in AAA, but now he's in the majors. Wellington Castillo, Beef Wellington, batting 7th. Had a good enough year last year. His contract has a $8 million team option, so I think that's going to be hinging a lot upon what my budget will be like last year, whether we can accept that or not. I quite like him, so we'll see. Albert Almora, who we traded for, big fan of his defense. We'll see how the bat can complement that or not. But he was traded to us over the offseason from the Cubs. We sent relief pitcher Gregory Infante for him. Infante's got some nice ratings, but he's a relief pitcher though, and Almora plays a premium position, so I'm pretty happy with that trade. And then playing shortstop will be Hechavarria, who we have on a really cheap 2-year deal. Hopefully he, similar to Almora, can give us just enough bat to make do. His defense is going to be more of the focus. Against lefties, it's a different look. Swanson leads off. Moncada bats second still. But perhaps most worth pointing out are Castellanos, who will play left. He hits the lefties better. So he was, if you'll recall, a Rule 5 pick from us. So if he were to be cut, he would be returned back to the Cleveland Indians organization. And then also Joe Mauer moves to first base and bats 8th. And taking Delmonico's spot, essentially, is Renato Nunez, because he is also better against left-handed pitching. And somewhat of a platoon going on there between the likes of Mauer, Nunez, and Delmonico. So that is what we have going on. Still awaiting that Reyes injury news, but until then, I imagine Castellanos will start in left field. Okay, and now we can talk pitching. The rotation and the bullpen has been mostly decided by spring training performances. So there's some guys in AAA right now, some guys who are in the bullpen, and some guys who are in the rotation. So Rodon will be our ace until Sonny Gray gets back. Kyle Freeland had a lovely spring training, so he gets the second spot. Kevin Gausman started opening day for us. He has the third spot in the rotation. He had a fantastic game in which he only surrendered 3 hits and 2 walks and didn't allow a single run through 6 innings. So that was nice. Carson Fulmer, who pitched for us last year and was, for a young pitcher, not bad. He will go 4th. And then Max Fried had himself a nice spring training. He was acquired in the Swanson deal, and he will get his shot in the rotation as our 5th starter. In the bullpen, we have Pivetta, who is also a trade acquisition. We made a lot of trades this past offseason, so if you haven't seen the previous episode, I'd recommend you go watch that. He will be our long reliever. I have him on a void high leverage, so he'll be pitching a lot of relief innings, but most of them will be inconsequential. He'll just be an innings eater out of the bullpen. Greg Holland, Rex Brothers, Victor Arano, and Kyle Funkhauser are our middle relievers. Arano came in and had a rough go at it, but I just kind of had to let him close out the game. It was 8-0 by the time he came in and in the 9th inning. So he was our Rule 5 draft pickup for us. Funkhauser also pitched quite well in relief for us on opening day. Shame you guys couldn't see it. And then Beekman and Birdie are our big stoppers, high leverage position type relievers. Beekman's got some great ratings, and Birdie looks like he could be one of the best relievers in the league, to be honest with you. So happy to have him back and recovered from his injury. He only threw 13 innings in AAA last year, but now he is firmly on the Major League roster. He had a solid spring training, not from an ERA standpoint, but his fielding independent pitching was good, and I prefer to look at fielding independent pitching because these are small sample sizes of 10 to 12 innings. So that's how I decided that. Now let us get on to the prospects list, the ever-changing prospects list. Many have been removed because they have been traded or are no longer looking to be, potential major league pieces for us. And many have been added because they have sort of discovered a newfound potential. So Juan Montoya is a international complex guy. He's only 16. Those are his projected ratings. Not much to say right now. He's only 16. Trent DeVoe, I will start in Great Falls. He played very well in rookie ball. The hitting doesn't look like it could be that amazing, but he still looks like he could be a major league quality player. I'm judging this based off of solid defense, and really I do like his speed a lot. He's definitely a toolsy player. Joe Gray Jr. was acquired in the Jose Abreu trade. Ratings projection not that exciting, but he's only 19, and like DeVoe, he is quite toolsy because he's got great glove, he's got great speed. So hopefully he can couple around a little bit more. I'm not going to give up on the 19-year-old just yet. Sidney Pimentel was a international complex guy who I've now promoted to rookie ball because this will be his age 18 season. He looks like he could be a very solid guy, and I have him currently set to shortstop, although he could play probably third base or second base as well, but I have him at shortstop to begin with. Denneberg was our first-round pick, 4th overall, tossed 7 innings last year. I have his instructions set so that now he'll be used as a starting pitcher rather than a reliever. I'm going to keep him down in rookie ball for this year. Hopefully I haven't thrown off his development too much, but even if he flares out, there's still some very cool pieces that I acquired in the previous draft. So I still have a very positive outlook of the last draft, even though our first round pick isn't looking that great. We should have like the 2nd or 3rd overall pick in this year's draft because we did so bad last year. So hopefully I can make a better pick, although I'm not ready to give up on him yet. Lufuderi, he was a 17th round pick, so he was picked by the computer because I only did the first 15 rounds, but he is another center field prospect. So we'll start in rookie ball. Marco Martinez was an 8th round pick, so one of my picks. And he, very very solid contact potential. 45 contact already at the age of 19 is certainly encouraging. And was just kind of in rookie ball last year, so he will start again in rookie ball and maybe make his way up to A ball at some point. But he looks like a nice second baseman prospect. Josiah Seitler, 13th round pick. If this changeup comes along, he could be a back-end rotation starter potentially. Still a long way to go with these rookie ball guys, but at the very least, I'm keeping an eye on him. Okay, now we're going on to guys who will be in A-ball to start the year. One guy who I talked about in a previous episode who I'm very excited about is Blaze Alexander. When you look at his contact, his eye, and his avoid Ks, this is a guy who screams like potential leadoff hitter, and the fact that his speed is nice and he plays shortstop is great too. So I will be keeping a big eye on him. He was a 9th round pick in the draft last year. Michael Basica, starting pitching prospect, selected in the 12th. Pitched well in rookie ball, although they threw 9.2 innings to be fair, but he was quite good. So we are going to give him a shot in A-ball to begin this year. Who's after him? James Bell was our 3rd round pick, a catching prospect. Did well enough in rookie ball last year. Will start in A-ball this year. Trevor Cadd, extremely well in rookie ball last year, so very excited to have him start in A-ball. The other outfield prospect from that draft, Alec Thomas, 2nd round draft pick. Very similar player to Cadd, to be honest with you guys, so did well enough in rookie ball as well. He's 20, so he's a bit older. Ian Clarkin's a guy who may find himself coming off the list. I need a sip of water here. I've been talking for like 45 minutes straight because I just got finished recording this episode, and then only to find out that it didn't work. So that's such a bummer. But anyways, Clarkin's a guy who he's 24, he's an A+ ball. He may find himself off of the list sooner rather than later. That potential has been close to being reached, and it just doesn't look like a potential major league starter to me. But we'll see. Luis Gonzalez is another older prospect. He's 23 and A+ ball, but These ratings suggest that he could do well at the plate, and we're going to see if he can maybe hopefully progress a lot. I'd love to see him, end the year in AAA. That would give me a really good hope for him in the future. Again, though, not a guy, I'm not sure if he has a long-term future with the club because we do have quite a lot of outfielder prospects. One of them being Luis Robert, who's in AA. Very high-rated prospect in real life, but I just don't quite see him developing how I would like in OOTP. These are extremely mediocre batting ratings, and, he's a center fielder, which he could be used as, but he's not like a gold glove quality center fielder, and it's just like, I don't know where this guy fits in the long term. So I'm sure he'll do well for the White Sox in real life. I hope he does. But as for in-game, I don't know about that. Spencer Adams is a guy who could find himself in the rotation sooner rather than later. He's already on the 40-man. The ratings look solid to me, and he just needs some time in AAA, and then he could, depending on what pitchers struggle, if there's injuries, could find himself in the bullpen or the rotation. Another guy like that is Dane Dunning, who is still coming back from his torn labrum, so he needs 6 more weeks from that. But as you can see, ratings looking solid enough. Could be a guy that could make the majors. A guy who will undoubtedly make the majors is Eloy Jimenez. Ratings-wise, he's perfectly ready to start. Only reason he's down here is I want to keep him down for the first couple weeks and get another year of team control. So after he gets called up, he will likely take over the left field spot for good. And we'll see between Souza and Castellanos and Reyes who kind of becomes the odd man out there. I don't know who that will be. Joshua Kimmey, we traded for the Red Sox, power hitting prospect. I thought he had a quite nice spring training, but we're going to keep him down there. And he's just kind of in this sea of left-handed bats with guys like Maurer and Delmonico, and also Nunez, who's not left-handed, but these first baseman DH types. If any of those guys gets injured, he'll be brought up, and that's who he's competing against right now. So we'll be paying attention to him for sure. Blake Rutherford's a guy who he's not quite as close as Jimenez. He needs some time in AAA. Jimenez has already spent some time in AAA, but he'll probably be up in the majors before the year's over. Could very well take over a starting spot before the All-Star break. So just give him a little more time. So for Castellanos and Souza, they are certainly in precarious spots. They could easily both be moved at the trade deadline, or Castellanos could just be cut and then he would be returned to the Indians. After that, Gregory Soto, another arm. This control is concerning, but everything else is really, 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 really good. Sorry about my voice there. Really good. And then last but not least is Birdie, who he has big responsibilities as a stopper for us this year. So that's the team. I'm glad that this is actually recorded and that I will get to upload this episode. What I will now do is I will play not opening day, I will play the second game of the year, which is okay because actually Rodon takes the mound, and he's our number 1 starter now, so we can just pretend. And I suppose that we'll see who's on the mound for Detroit first. Daniel Norris, the lefty, is on the mound, so that's fine, actually, because that means Castellanos automatically gets put into the lineup. We don't have to worry about Reyes. If an outfielder gets hurt, I'm kind of fucked, so I hope an outfielder doesn't get hurt. We're still waiting on his diagnosis, so we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm going to play this game, and then that'll be the end of the episode. The next episode will be me checking in on the team around the halfway mark. We'll do the draft. We'll get to the All-Star break, all that fun stuff. So yeah, but now let's get into the game and play not opening day. All right, Dansby Swanson leading off to start the game. And it's a weak ground out. That double play, nope, not a double play, an error. And we've got an interesting animation thing going on. We'll see what the actual outcome of that is. The outcome is that the bases are loaded. So Nunez up to the plate with 1 out. And that could score 2, and it will score 2. So just like the previous game, we get out to an early lead, which is excellent. All right, Souza's loaded the bases, so here's Almora with the bases loaded. And that is well hit. And that will score an extra runner. I don't want to speak too soon because a lot can happen, but we are hitting very well this series. Hechavarria to the gap. That could score 3. What a start. That will actually only score 2. But the score is 6-0. Unbelievable. In the first inning, Swanson, we've batted around. And will that... Yes, we will get a tagging up situation on that one. And he is safe. That was a close one. That was a real close one. 7-0. And that will finally stop the bleeding. But yeah, 7 runs in the first inning. Wow. And we scored 8 runs last game. This offense is really feeling itself. So Rodon on the mound. And he gets his first out. All right, Cabrera's just hit a double, so that'll be an early run for the Tigers. Strikeout there, and Tim Anderson, the former White Sox member, but he will be responsible for the third out. So 7-1, into the second we go. All right, runners on second and third, 2 outs at the bottom of the second. Ooh. This is not exactly a pitcher's duel today, is it, fellas? Will that be out? Nope, he'll be safe. So that's a bases clearing triple for Leonis Martin. Can we get out of the inning is the question. And the answer is yes. So 7-3 through 2 innings. Sheesh. Tim Anderson deep, a lot of extra base hits we've surrendered early on. It's one of those things where you just want some innings, from your starter when you go up 7-0. You don't want to put a strain on the bullpen. But that may be what we end up doing, and that is going to score at least 1. All right, with a score 7-5 in the bottom of the third, I'm going to visit the mound first. I'm going to bring in Nick Pivetta. Rodon just does not have it today, and that 7-0 lead is quickly disappearing. So Nick Pivetta will be brought in to face the former White Sox player, Zach Collins. 7-6 now. Can we get out of this inning? And it looks like we can, but it's frustrating, It's frustrating to go up 7-0 and not just like the game's not over. All right, runner on third, 2 outs. Can we get a run? Yes, we can. Excellent job by Beef Wellington. So 8-6 now your score. That's going to end the inning. So we move on to the bottom of the fourth. All right, that's going to be another run. Jesus Christ. Cabrera is going to fly out. It's going to be a wild pitch. All right, runner in scoring position now with the run out. That is going to tie up the game. Oh, God. Oh, Christ. Oh, my fucking God. Okay. Now I've got to warm up another reliever. Who am I going to warm up? Funkhauser, I guess. Okay, please, Pivetta. Just don't walk him. You son of a bitch. Alright. Oh, God. Please catch that. That's not... Oh, my God. What is this? This is the weirdest game I've ever played. We were up 7-0. Okay, I'm going to bring in Funkhauser. This is the wackiest fucking game. Not OOTP, I mean this particular game between the White Sox and the Tigers. That is going to be a run, hopefully. Yeah, that looks like... Oh, it's just out of here. Thankfully. just out of here. So home run for Joe Mauer. And we leave 2 runners stranded in the 5th. That is way out of here. Well, maybe not. Yep, nope, still is. 423. Balls seem to like being hit there today against us, as another run will score on that triple. I just need innings, you know. Like when you go up 7-0, I just need someone who can pitch innings and get outs, you know. Is that too much to ask for? It's 14-9. Through the 5th, it's 14-9. All right, that will score a run. Didn't look like it was going to, but it will. So 14-10. That will hopefully also score a run. Nope. All right, bases loaded. Bases loaded, no outs. You know, a grand slam would be lovely. That is not a grand slam. That is a walk. That will force a run. Swanson now at the plate. It looks like it's going to be a double play, unfortunately. All right, 14-11. All right, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. The question is, can Kyle Funkhauser pitch the first scoreless inning for the White Sox today? You can see the Tigers have scored in every inning. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. He's thrown an inning without surrendering a run. That's a walk. Bases loaded, no outs. Renato Nunez. Okay. Well, it's a force out at home. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Almora at the plate. Yeah, that's the gap, but it looks like it'll be caught, and it will be. Okay. Holland, I need you to get me out of this, buddy. I need you to really get me out of this. That's a good start. That's not good. Will the runner tag up is the question. He will not. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Can we get out of this inning unscathed? Looks like we can. So Almora drifts towards this pop-up. Top of the 8th now. All right, 2nd and 3rd, no outs. That will score a run. 14-12 now. Castellanos, almost a home run. That would have tied the game, but it's a double. 1-run ball game. This is if this was like the playoffs right now, I would be losing my shit. And Castillo strikes out. Okay. Greg Holland now in the bottom of the 8th. That's a killer. That's a killer right there. That is such a killer. 16-13. We had this to a 1-run game. A 1-run game. And now look at us. Greg Holland, you son of a bitch. Top of the 9th. We need 3 runs. We need 2 runs. You know, the way this game's going, 3 runs is not a very big lead, so... Almora, will he go back-to-back? Does that ball have the carry? It's close. It's real close. Oh, it's caught on the track. And that's 2 outs. That's such a swing. That's such a killer. So Mauer now with 2 outs left in the game. Oh my god, he's hit it deep, but that looks like that'll also be... Well, it's close. It's close. 2 warning track shots. It could have easily been 16-16. But the game's over. That was one of the most entertaining games I've ever played. The outcome is very frustrating, but I've never played a game with that many runs before. That's a football score, so at the very least, I hope it was entertaining. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we will check in on the team mid-season.